Welcome to your beginner footwork video. My name is Coach Julian, and in this sequence, we're going to do some really simple but really effective movements with our feet to begin strengthening and mobilizing them. This video will be perfect for you if you need something short and quick to start on your journey of reintegrating the muscles and the capacity of your feet. You won't need too many things. Really, we just need a nice place that we can lay down on the ground. If you need some support for your legs, I highly suggest having a bed or a couch nearby that you can put your legs up onto and let them rest there. But if you're ready, you'd like to join me, we're gonna start on our backs. I'm gonna lift my legs in the air. I'm gonna support my legs at the back with my hands. And the first thing we're gonna do is just get into some ankle circles. So I'm gonna start by going out to in, out to in. And we have a couple goals while we're doing this. Number one, we don't wanna move too fast and be super erratic. We wanna move at a nice pace, maybe even really slow. So that way we can feel into, scrub and clean out that whole range of motion of our ankles. Maybe it's been a while since we've explored some of these range of motions with our ankles, but we're just starting to bring a little bit of activation and just start to scope the land, just start to see, what does this feel like? What happens to my feet, to my ankles, to my calves and my shins when I start doing this motion? Let's switch it and start going the other way. Now we're going out to in. Now we're going out to in. You might find a number of different sensations. You might find sensation on the bottom of the foot, top of the foot, in between the toes, maybe the front of the ankle, outside of the ankle. We're really just exploring here. There's not really too much right or wrong. We want to make sure that we're feeling a working, burning sensation, but nothing red, no red lights that are going to cause us concern for injury. Nice. We should start to be feeling it a little bit now. Let's shake the feet out just a little bit. And now we're going to get into this movement where we're going to squeeze our toes, make a fist, and spread our toes as wide as we can. So we're just going to squeeze and we're going to spread. Once again, I really suggest you take your time with this movement. We don't want to rush. We don't want to gloss over any spots that might be sticky. And if you start feeling cramping in your feet, just know that that's super okay. Super common, especially if our feet have been constricted, contained in really restrictive shoes. Some call them supportive shoes. And if they haven't had a lot of opportunity to engage with variable terrain, getting the muscles all massaged, open, and strong. Nice. So this is a squeezing and spreading. Let's shake that out. Nice. Should be starting to get some nice sensations in the feet with that. Our next piece is we're going to squeeze, make that fist with the feet that we did before. Then we're going to hold that. We're going to pull it towards our knees, and then we're going to push it away. We're going to pull it towards our knees, and we're going to push it away. Same thing I'm doing with my hands, but just with the feet. This one tends to up the intensity. As we start to feel the burn, as we start to feel some of this, wow, I can't believe my feet feel like that. Let's find some calmness in the face. We might find ourselves tensing the face, making faces. Let's try to relax the face. And let's try to find our breath while we move through these burning sensations. So nice slow inhale through the nose. And a nice long controlled exhale through the mouth. This should be challenging. 5, 4, 3, 2, and 1. Shake out the feet. Really good job. Our next position that we're going to go into is called bootstraps. And what I'm doing is I'm pulling my toes towards my knees. I'm feeling the front outsides of my shins turn on, the tibs, and then I'm releasing. I'm not pushing my feet away. I'm just pulling them towards my knees and then relaxing. And they bounce back by themselves. And we're just going to keep doing reps of those. They're called bootstraps. So I'm thinking pull, relax, pull, relax, pull, relax. And again, find a pace that feels good for you. This is a burner. This should be burning. We should be feeling this burn on the front outsides of the shins. So we're connecting these muscles of the feet. We're connecting this hinging motion. Now we're feeling it move up the chain into our body. And we're just pulling. We're just pulling. And I suggest if you can, try to pull with the outside edges of your feet facing away and the inside edges almost looking towards one another, kind of how I have my feet here, as opposed to being here. Let's see if we can bring the feet in, looking at each other just a little bit while we pull here. Let's go 10 more seconds. You're doing great. If you're following along, you're doing great because I'm burning. 3, 2, and 1. Nice. Shake it out. Drop the legs if you need to. Give it a nice little rest. That was round 1. Maybe squeeze the feet a little bit, stretch them out. Mentally prepare yourself. And when you're ready, I'm going to bring my legs back up to the sky, hand support on the back, and we're going to start going back into those ankle circles. Remember to keep breathing. Your breath is going to be your best friend here. And just notice how different the feet feel in this second round after we've already given them some life, already given them some really good training. Nice circles. Feel the burn. Tibs should be on fire. And let's change directions back the other way. If you need to take pauses or breaks, fear not. By all means, let that happen and then jump back into it. You should do a little shaky shake like this, break, and then back in. Good stuff. 3, 2, and 1. Shake the feet out. Let yourself relax a little bit. Then we're going to get right back into those squeeze and spreads. Squeeze and spreads. So follow along with me. We're squeezing and we're spreading. This is a really great one to find that cramp. And really the idea with bringing the feet back to life is just exposing them to more movement and opportunities to strengthen. There's not one movement, one trick, one little tool that you're going to use that alone is going to bring your feet back to life. It's just about giving your feet opportunities and environments to work and to move around and to strengthen and contract. Just things that they don't get while they're confined in shoes or while we're walking on terrain that's not challenging us enough. 3, 2, and 1. Nice. Shake the feet out. Holy moly, it's Burn City over here. Whew. You know what it is. We're hitting that squeeze. Hold the squeeze. Press the squeeze away and bring it back. Away and back. Away and back. You can do it with your hands too. I like doing it with my hands. It kind of helps me coordinate. You gotta find the breath here. Feel the fire. Feel the fire on the bottoms of the feet. Find the breath. Not much longer now. You're doing fantastic. 5, 4, 3, 2, and relax. Shake the feet out. Press them into the ground a little bit if that feels good. Whew. And then we're coming back up. Last round of bootstraps. Once again, I'm pulling towards my knees and relaxing. Pulling towards my knees and relaxing. Let's get into those bootstraps. Boom. Feel free to make these really slow if you want to as well. Sometimes I like put my hands on my tibs just to feel the muscular activation, just to have a tactile experience, really have like a multi-dimensional sensory experience with these muscles that are coming online. Boom. Bootstraps, 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 bootstraps. And then ask yourself, imagine you did this every day. Imagine you did this every day. Imagine you did this twice a day. How strong would your feet become? How mobile? How much sticky stuff, fascia would you open up that's been dormant, that's been quiet for so long? Probably a lot. I do this all the time and it still asks so much. 5, 4, 3, 2, and relax. Let the feet drop down. Maybe find a nice easy breath. We're done those 2 rounds. Really great job. I highly recommend, if you have this access and you have this mobility, let's get into a tabletop position. Let's tuck our toes into the ground and let's give our feet a really nice stretch. Sitting back into our feet. Getting those toes to pull up towards the shins, towards the knees, sitting into it. Maybe bringing the knees up a little bit if that feels good. Taking a few breaths, feeling all that stuff that we did. Just noticing how different the feet feel. Maybe coming up into a squat if that feels good. Really just move around however you need to right now. Whatever's gonna give your feet a little bit of good stretch, a little bit of extra movement, a little bit of relief. Nice, good stuff. The last thing we're gonna do is we're gonna move into a standing position just to finish this off. If we need a support, we can have a support. That could be a staff, a table, a stick. We're just gonna go onto our tippy toes and we're just gonna step back and forth. We're just gonna step back and forth from one foot to the other. This can be really slow, or it can be a little bit faster. It's actually gonna be a bit more challenging to slow it down and balance on one foot at a time. That's what we want to get to. I mean, I'm even having a challenge right now. My feet are cooked. Nice. That's it. We're just stepping back and forth. We're just stepping back and forth. Boom. Feeling into the strength of our feet and understanding that every single time we step like this and the other foot comes off and we have our heel elevated, that's our entire body weight on a very small portion of our foot. Understanding that has given me so much respect for how strong our feet are and can be given the proper circumstances. Now, again, something we can do if we have a support, we can stand, shift our weight over to one leg, and just give our right foot an opportunity to hold us up with the front part of that foot really strong, really springy. Maybe taking a few seconds here, maybe doing a couple calf raises, feeling into those bootstraps that we did. And bringing it over to the other foot. Standing on the other foot, my weight comes over this left side. My right foot comes up off the ground. I feel the strength of that forefoot, that front spot of my left foot. And then maybe I do a couple more calf raises here. Just feeling into the strength, just doing something simple. Finding the breath. We can come out of that. You're gonna step it around. Brand new feet. How do they feel? What do you think? Let me know. Drop a comment or send me a message. And one last thing that we got to talk about. So once again, I want to stress that strengthening and mobilizing the foot isn't just this program, this video I've created is going to be the only thing you're ever going to need. No, it's not true. The feet need constant and changing environments. They need constant stimulus. The same way our hands, our entire lives have been exposed to so many different pressures, so many different things that we grab, we use them, we squeeze them all the time. And that's really easy for us. But with our feet, we find squeezing our feet and we go, holy moly, what's with all that sensation? Well, they don't get that practice. They don't get those opportunities to get pressed into, to massaged, especially if we're wearing shoes all the time. So here are a number of things that I like to do as extra to help my feet come back to strength. These are by no means necessary, but I just want to share them with you in case there's something else you want to add to your toolkit. Now, the obvious one that everyone knows about are toe spacers. Pop these on, get them in between each toe. And I think these are helpful, but again, I don't believe they're the answer. They're helpful, they're not the answer. A lot of people may think that you just throw on some toe spacers and our feet should come back. Boom. Wow. They're going to help, but they're not going to do everything. We need to go outside without shoes in a place that challenges our feet in just the right amount. We need to do work on our feet. We need to help them move around and just expose them to different things. Another thing I like to do is take a stretchy band, like this, for example. This is going to be really helpful if your toes, your big toes especially, have come to the inside, and maybe you've even got some bunion action going on here. We want to take this stretchy band, put it around our big toes, and then pull our feet apart, whatever that might be. And that stretchy band is going to help bring our big toes back in line with the rest of our foot. We want to create this kind of shape here. We want these big toes to curve a little bit inward. We do not want them to be squeezed to the inside like so. And one last thing, one of my favorite things to help open up my foot is a lacrosse ball. Lacrosse ball is nice and squishy, but really firm. And I love standing and stepping on it to open up the foot. You can even just watch how much my foot opens up as I step on that lacrosse ball. Boom. So our feet are full of muscles, full of bones, super intricate pieces of our biology. And they deserve to be treated as such and given opportunities to strengthen the same way the rest of our body gets that. So thank you for joining me on this footwork beginner recode today. My name is Coach Julian, and I'll see you on the next one.